Hey everyone, and welcome to the Mountain State. Today we'll be visiting a mall that sits in the beautiful Appalachian countryside and overlooks an amazing view of the nearby mountains. Let's proceed inside and tell the full history of the Mercer Mall in Bluefield, West Virginia. On Thursday, April 14, 1977, it was announced that a 507,000 square foot mall with 4 anchor stores will be constructed in the Green Valley area. The mall will be called the Mercer Mall and will be developed by the George D. Zamias Development Company of Johnstown, Pennsylvania. At this time, it was already announced that a Stone & Thomas department store will be just one of the 4 anchors to be at the mall. In 1978, it was announced that J.C. Penney and Montgomery Ward's would sign on as the next 2 anchors. They would both feature an auto center attached to their buildings. On Friday, September 7, 1979, a groundbreaking ceremony was held for the Mercer Mall. By this time, it was confirmed that the project would cost $18 to $21 million to construct, and a new total of 5 department stores would be built. It was also made known that at least 85 inline tenants would fill the hallways of this new shopping center. At the time, it would be the largest mall to be built in West Virginia. In April 1980, it was announced that Sears would be joining the mall as the 4th anchor. Like J.C. Penney and Montgomery Ward, it too would feature an attached auto center. By August 1980, it was announced that Montgomery Ward would be operating under the new Jefferson Ward name, which was basically a discounted concept version of Montgomery Ward's. During this time, most of the Montgomery Ward stores in West Virginia were making the change to Jefferson Ward. On Wednesday, October 8, 1980 at 10 a.m., J.C. Penney held its grand opening and ribbon cutting celebration. The mall would not officially open yet, however 9 mall stores would open that day with 1/3 of the mall roped off and still under construction. 3 days later, Sears would open to the public on Saturday, October 11th, but would hold their official grand opening on Monday, October 13, 1980. On Monday, November 3, 1980 at 9 a.m., Jefferson Ward held their grand opening celebrations along with Stone & Thomas. With the opening of the last 2 anchors, that left 1 spot left. Leggett announced plans to inhabit the 5th anchor spot and would plan to do so in 1982 with construction on the building beginning later after the mall's grand opening. On Thursday, November 6, 1980 at 9:30 a.m., the Mercer Mall held its official grand opening and ribbon cutting ceremony. Shoppers got to experience the live exotic plants that decorate the walkways inside and take a walk on the stone bridge over a waterfall, which added a special decorative touch to the mall. A coal car would also be placed in the mall concourse as well. A movie theater, simply called Cinemas 5, will be located in the mall near an entrance between Stone & Thomas and Jefferson Ward. Many in the area were thankful for the new mall, Before, some had to drive to Roanoke, Charleston, Kingsport, or Bristol to shop at their malls, but now they had something special right in Bluefield. It's worth noting that with the opening of the mall, downtown Princeton and Bluefield will be severely affected by department stores and local shops departing for a space in the new shopping center. On Thursday, April 1st, 1982, Montgomery Ward held their grand opening at the Mercer Mall in the now former Jefferson Ward space. The company thought the store could be operated more efficiently as a Montgomery Ward unit. This opening also marked a comeback after an 8-year absence in the area when Ward's originally closed the downtown Bluefield store in 1974. On Wednesday, September 15, 1982 at 10 a.m., Leggett officially held their grand opening celebration at the Mercer Mall. Inside the store, shoppers found a light, spacious shopping area with wide aisles where they could linger and browse. With the opening of Leggett, the fifth and final anchor spot was now completed. In November 1986, it was announced that Montgomery Ward would close the mall after the store was unable to make a satisfactory return on its investment. The company closed 23 other stores that year as well. While Montgomery Ward was in the process of closing, negotiations were underway to bring a Hills department store to the mall. The Montgomery Ward at the Mercer Mall would close for good in January 1987. 2 months later, it was officially confirmed that Hills planned to open a store in the space occupied by Ward's, and planned to do so by July. The Mercer Mall space was a new building and had much more space than the location at the nearby Blueprint Shopping Center. On Monday, July 27th at 9:30 a.m., Hills held their grand opening sale at the Mercer Mall. The new store had 83 departments and was the largest outlet in the mall. In 1990, work began to construct the Cinema's 8 Theater. The theaters from inside the Mercer Mall would be moved to a freestanding and larger facility situated directly outside the mall between Hills and Leggett. The new Cinema's 8 Theater would open in November 1990. The old Cinema's 5 Theater in the mall would be gutted and redeveloped into a K&W cafeteria, which would open on May 22, 1991. In November 1996, Charlotte, North Carolina-based Belk department stores acquired the Leggett chain of stores. With this merger, all Leggett stores would be converted to Belk. The only noticeable change shoppers would see in the stores would be the Belk branding. The first in the Leggett chain to change its sign to Belk was at the Mercer Mall and took place on January 20th, 1997. In July 1998, Elder Beerman acquired the Stone & Thomas department store chain for $38 million. Elder Beerman announced plans to sell 3 stores to Belk, which included the Mercer Mall location. After the acquisition, Stone & Thomas began liquidating its remaining stores. Operations at the Mercer Mall store ceased on October 24, 1998 at 5 p.m. when Stone & Thomas closed its doors for the final time. On November 12, 1998, Ames Department Stores acquired Hills. The Hills at the Mercer Mall would start liquidations in early 1999 in anticipation for Ames to open it in its place. In February 1999, Belk announced its plans to convert the now former Stone & Thomas into a Belk men's and home store. The main Belk store would be then converted to a women's and kids store. The new Belk men's and home would open on Wednesday, August 18, 1999. From the lack of people that you see here, you might think this mall is dead, but let me tell you, Mercer Mall is not as dead as you think. I arrived at the mall around 10 a.m. on a Thursday, which was right about the time the mall was opening. As I walked through, I noticed more people slowly coming in, and even after I ended the video, I had lunch at Chick-fil-A in the mall, and there were a lot of people waiting in line eating at the tables in the mall food hallway. I also had a nice conversation with one of the owners of the Hats and More store, who initially informed me that the mall was not as dead as I thought when I first walked in. On Thursday, September 23, 1999, Ames held their grand opening celebrations in the former Hill space. A jazz band would provide entertainment that day, along with the chance to win a free tote bag or lunch bag if you were one of the first 500 customers in line. In 2000, it was announced the mall would go under a renovation project. Painting, additional seating in the food court area, and renovating the customer service center would be some of the projects the renovation plan would tackle. On January 31, 2001, General Growth Properties took control ownership of the mall from Zemiah Services, who, if you remember, was the developer and original owner of the mall. On August 14, 2002, Ames executives announced they would close the remaining 327 stores in the chain and wind down business. This, of course, included the Mercer Mall location. The space would not remain vacant for long because in July 2003, Carolina Pottery opened a store in the old spot. On September 9, 2004, Henderson, Kentucky-based Airshig Properties acquired ownership of the Mercer Mall. Airshig planned to renovate the mall over the next few years to upgrade to today's standards. In this renovation, the mall will be overhauled to make it what you see today, getting rid of the stone bridge and water feature in the center court. Exterior painting was already underway around this time. Carolina Pottery would hold on until 2006 when they would shutter, but in October that same year, Steve & Barry's announced that it will be opening in the old space. They would hold their grand opening on Wednesday, November 22, 2006. On July 9, 2008, Steve & Barry's filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy reorganization. Reorganization efforts ultimately failed, and its parent company announced the liquidation of its 173 remaining stores. The store would close in early 2009 after liquidation ended. Soon after, in April 2009, it was announced that Rose's Discount Department Store would fill the vacancy left by Steve & Barry's. Rose's held a grand opening ceremony on Thursday, July 30, 2009. In August 2010, a shooting occurred inside the mall right after a fight between two individuals in the hallway near the McAdoo's mall entrance. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but this incident was not a good look for the mall at the time. Belk Men's and Home would close around 2010, with all departments now being relocated back to the main store. If you look at the mall directory to this day, it still lists the main Belk as Belk Women's. The space would not remain vacant for long because in 2014 it was announced that Hobby Lobby would fill the vacancy left by Belk. On Monday, May 26, 2014, Hobby Lobby held their official grand opening at the Mercer Mall. With the opening of Hobby Lobby, things seemed to be looking up for the mall, but tragedy would strike in September that same year when it was announced that Sears would be closing. Liquidation sales would start and come to a close on Sunday, December 7, 2014, when Sears would lock their doors for the final time, marking an end to a 34-year run at the Mercer Mall. On March 3, 2016, AMC Theaters announced its intent to acquire Carmike Cinemas, who operated Cinemas 8, in a $1.1 billion deal. In February 2017, AMC announced it would discontinue the Carmike name and rebrand all of its locations under the AMC name. AMC rebranded the movie theater at the Mercer Mall to an AMC Classic. In late 2016, it was announced that Royal King would open a store in the former Sears at the mall. Royal King would open on February 20, 2017, and would hold a grand opening on March 2nd. Royal King will be a perfect fit for the area and a great addition to the mall, now making all anchors occupied again. In April 2018, Planet Fitness announced it would be opening at the mall, taking up inline tennis space in the JCPenney wing. Planet Fitness would open in May that year. On Sunday, February 26, 2023, AMC Classic Theater announced its closure. However, in May that same year, it was announced that Golden Ticket Cinemas would open in the spot. Golden Ticket was originally supposed to open in fall 2023, but it didn't. Work was ongoing through 2024, with the theater now having a target opening date of fall 2024. However, they failed to meet that completion goal. As of the airing of this video, the theater is not open yet, but work is still proceeding, with rumors of it now opening in early 2025. One month after my visit, a new management team announced that the Mercer Mall will be going under a multi-step rejuvenation project, including a full update for the building as well as bringing in regional and national tenants. In November 2024, Five Below opened its doors inside the mall near JCPenney. Five Below held an official ribbon cutting on Friday, December 6, 2024. The entrance we came in for this video is redone as well for Five Below. Things seem to be looking up here, and I think with the opening of Golden Ticket Cinemas and Five Below, things will only get better. But only time will tell in this ever-changing retail landscape. I only wish the best for Mercer Mall, and I hope to one day return. I would like to thank everyone for watching my video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give the video a like. It really helps me out and it motivates me to produce more videos just like this. Also, I encourage you to comment and share this video to reach a wider audience. As always, have a good night if you caught the premiere, and I will see everyone in the next video. And make sure to stick around to the end to see more pictures of the Mercer Mall in its prime.